Over 20 years ago, Alex Jones created the media platform called INFOWARS, and in the decades since, it's grown into a truly remarkable institution with over 200 radio affiliates, tens of millions of unique website visitors monthly, and a 24/7 live news TV channel broadcasting from state-of-the-art studios in Austin, Texas. INFOWARS has become the most trusted independent news source in the country, dedicated to delivering breaking news, live coverage of special events, and exclusive reports you won't find anywhere else. While the old guard media struggles to maintain supremacy in a landscape rocked by innovation and technology, INFOWARS has been at the forefront of the information revolution. From 8 million radio listeners, over 2 million YouTube subscribers, or the billions of views of our online content, INFOWARS proves dominant in every facet of media we enter. For the hardest-hitting reports, uncompromising analysis, for high-profile interviews and bombshell revelations, accept no substitutes. Demand truth. Demand INFOWARS. INFOWARS. Tomorrow's news today.
The content of what I'm streaming, I'm being arrested for breach of the peace. Being arrested for breach of the peace. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. Can you get me a solicitor? Can you get me a solicitor?
Can you just turn off your live feed?
Can you get me a solicitor?
Just turn off your live feed, please.
Yeah?
Do you understand what I've just said?
No, can you explain it again?
Arrested on suspicion following the breach of the peace.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean, officer? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I've been told that the police are doing the case.
Not at all, I never said that.
George, that's the information I've got.
I'm inciting people. I'm inciting
through his
people.
video and
How have I incited
he
people?
hasn't.
This is free speech. This is where we're at. You're not even allowed to. Look at this.
Look how many people.
Man, what are you trying to hide? Do you know when you do this?
These are normal working men.
More people.
The only sharp things are lighters and just let them do this.
More people are going to watch this now than ever. This is ridiculous, lads. Do you feel right what you're doing it? I haven't said a word. In fact, someone laid their hand and assaulted me outside court.
Yeah, exactly.
Other people swore at me and threatened me about my mother, and here I am being arrested for saying nothing.
I'm threatened to behead
I've done
me.
nothing.
You've not said anything about
What are you arresting you for, Tommy?
Breach of the peace. Apparently, I'm inciting on my video. Can you please, George, get me a solicitor?
Yeah.
Because I'm on a suspended sentence, you see. So
He has actually done nothing wrong.
You can sort anything like that.
All it would take is for you to go through his video and see he's not. He's even said listen till they're proven guilty.
It must have been there, boys. Come on. Shameful, that.
It's disgusting. I'm one of them.
This is a special emergency report on this Saturday worldwide broadcast. What you just saw happened yesterday in England. And I happen to know Tommy Robinson very, very well. I happen to have been funding some of their journalistic activities so that they can actually have a further reach. I think he has a lot of courage. He's been demonized as a racist, which isn't true. But regardless if he was, he should have a right to free speech. This is so draconian, what I'm about to cover, that it is the biggest violation openly of free speech I've ever seen in the UK, that is now modeling itself after Germany and Sweden when it comes to banning indigenous population speech, but allowing the Islamic invaders who've bought off the governments to act however they want, because the Antifa and the left and the governments like Sadiq Khan of London, the Islamic mayor, are working together, and that has been admitted. Now, here's what's happened. Yesterday, he was at one of the trials where he himself, going back a decade ago, exposed that in these major cities of England, sometimes up to 5,000 young girls, as young as age 6, 7, are recruited and trained for sex acts, and then they are basically integrated into the social welfare system. The children, once they're targeted and groomed, are taken from their parents by CPS, Child Protective Services, in England. This is mainstream news. Tommy first broke it 10 years ago. It's all confirmed now. And then basically sold out by the Islamicists for rape by pedophile groups who are Muslim, who are British-born, the whole spectrum. So there are hundreds of these trials now going on. And Tommy is completely vindicated. Tommy was put in prison what was it, 4 or 5 years ago, for an entire year in the general population and almost killed with bleach attacks and other things they do inside the prisons. They do acid attacks outside. And finally put in solitary confinement. He had his bones broken, ribs broken, you name it. He's a very valiant person. He's amazing. And everybody I know is scared to support him in the UK or back him, which if we don't back him, we're going to lose everything. Now, that said, I'm on air yesterday when this breaks, and I hear he's been arrested for covering a trial, and it didn't click till I got off air. Wait a minute. He was given a sentence that he had to serve 3 months of, but then 13 plus months of it was commuted if he didn't have any other offense in the next 3 years. Well, that was last year. He went and simply covered, not inside the trial, but simply outside of it, that they were having the Muslim grooming gang investigation and trial inside, and that he'd been vindicated. They put him in prison for 3 months for that. He barely survived that after being in for over a year previously for, again, exposing the grooming. He is the guy that exposed it because he saw it going on at his tanning salon right next door at kebab shops. Little girls being pimped out, sometimes up to 15 men a day having sex with them. We're talking 10, 11, 12-year-olds. When they get pregnant, they force them to have abortions, which is, of course, very liberal. So this guy is a hero. Now, remember, there is a draconian similar operation now in Australia where the top Cardinal Pell, the right-hand man of the Pope, is now in a trial for trafficking over 100 little boys. And we know that the Vatican used that operation to then compromise the Vatican and put the new Jesuit Pope in charge. That's not even in the news now. There are a few articles that a secret trial is going on in Australia, but nothing. So here's what's happened. Here's the two big takeaways. Tommy Robinson, and I've seen the full hour-long video he shot himself, went out and simply talked about Muslim grooming gangs in the UK and how there was a trial going on inside for it, but didn't even get into anything in the trial. The judge then had him arrested and has issued a notice saying that she's going to let these people have a, quote, fair trial. Now, the rest of the media has a D notice against it to not report that the trial's even going on. After Tommy was arrested, hundreds of publications, from the BBC to Sky News, that's Fox over there, and we have screenshots of this on INFOWARS.com, the Gateway Pundit has it as well, removed it and said under D notice from the federal government of the UK. Orwell's Nightmare, articles about Tommy Robinson arrest, rapidly scrubbed from the internet. You can scroll through Gateway Pundit, and it has screenshots of it all. BBC, keep scrolling, it's got it all. But select media that put Robinson down was told they could continue to report. Now, did you hear what I just said? Publications that are attacking him in the UK and not showing any of the facts were not given D notices. BBC hates Robinson, but they got it enough right that Robinson hadn't even interfered or said anything about the trial, even under that draconian police state rule, that they were told selectively, you take it down, and 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 then don't talk about it. So those publications, hundreds of them, are now not even reporting that he's disappeared. So they're saying don't report on giant reported pedophile networks rounding people up with already convictions all over the country. That's being shut down and kept quiet. Then they tell the media, oh, you can't report on him even being arrested because that talks about the trial. And then they take down that. I went and looked in the Twitter feeds. People are researching this. Mike Cernovich spent the tip of the spear and others. I spent hours this morning, hours, got up at 6 a.m. So I was so troubled by this last night when I saw it breaking. Hours looking at what was banned. So we had another article written for INFOWARS.com that's updated that just went up a couple hours ago that has even more examples. Media blackout. British government scrubs reports of Tommy Robinson arrest. Britain has gone full 1984. And then it's got unbelievable examples. It's got the D notice. It's got the D notices. It's all right there. Now go ahead and scroll through it for folks on TV, please. Thank you. Yeah, we'll show people that. Think about that. Breitbart, England, I guess, is complying with this because they have an office there. Well, that makes an issue for us under globalism. Paul Watson's there. Of course, he's on vacation. That's why he's not even reporting on this. He deserves it. But people are saying, where's Paul? He's visiting his folks in Spain. So it's all right there. I mean, RT took theirs down because they were ordered to, because they have offices in the UK. Think of the reach. I mean, we're already with our internet under EU rules this week, and 500 plus US websites had to go dark because they're under EU rules. This is global government. So here's the bottom line on the articles on INFOWARS.com. Kit Daniels. Tommy Robinson still in jail for covering Muslim pedophile grooming trial. Incredible. UK trying to censor news of the trial of accused Muslim child rape gang. And you know why that's happening? Because in these cases, you could spend hours reading about it, but the government keeps issuing D notices. So now they've just said no reporting on this. Not even communist China has censorship like this over trials. When I had my custody battle last year, they let over 100 media in there with their cell phones and everything, typing on their computers and cherry picking what was coming in and out of that, and it was all put out. And I said, you know, I believe in the First Amendment. Fine. But when you've got industrial level, just type in to Bing or wherever you go, because Google's completely fake now, thousands of children abused in grooming gangs, and then it's Muslim grooming gangs, but you can't say that or it's a hate crime in the UK. And this is the culture of Islam, harems of kidnapped women, sex slavery. Women are being sold in slavery in Somalia, in all over the North Africa, all over Europe. That's who's involved in this traffic, over 90% of it. But they will not say it. And here's a man exposing it. And you've got the Vatican covering up what they're doing, and the deputy pope and his trial, and there's a secret notice on that. In Australia, you've got a secret notice on this. You've got all this completely shut down. And, oh, here's the big issue. I have Tommy's number. I have some of his associates' contacts. I've talked to some of the folks that were there. They have been told by the police, if you talk about what you saw or talk about his arrest, that's talking about the trial. See how that just by extension is total tyranny, total end of free speech, end of the Magna Carta, their Bill of Rights, well, the antecedent of their Bill of Rights, the precursor, the fount, the progenitor. This is just unbelievable. But the London Independent, and the Metro, they didn't get the D notices. They're allowed to operate. There it is. Rotterdam child abuse scandal. 1,400 children exploited. Report finds. That's the government whitewash. Founds. And guess where old Tommy's from? That's right. Guess where Tommy exposed it was going on? No, I'm sorry. It's 11 years ago. He's been beaten more than 100 times. He spent overall a year and a half in prison. He's been tortured. He's had them try to throw bleach on him in the prison. And now, for those children, he goes and he stands up. And when you go to Google and you type in his name, the first 20 links are everybody attacking him. And then there's TommyRobinsonOnline.com, where everybody should go and make donations. I made a $20,000 donation just a few months ago. And believe me, we're not made out of money. I give a $100,000 donation to folks investigating child kidnapping rings. They've made a bunch of arrests. There's a documentary coming out about it. I have no strings attached. But that's just when my heart tells me to do something, I do it. I've given 20 grand to Project Veritas. Money I don't have. We have Soros and the Clintons and the globalists with all their fronts, with 19 different lawsuits they filed. We've gotten 9 of them thrown out. But it still costs money. But there's Tommy Robinson, TommyRobinsonOnline.com. I'm going to tweet out when I'm done here. I got a skeleton crew here today of 2 people to go donate there. They shadow banned me on Twitter on almost all InfoWars links. They're not banning newswars.com links. So I'm going to put this video out on newswars.com as well. When we tweet this live report out, when it's then going to be an archive, you can go to newswars.com. You can share that link. If you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, get over the sponsors of the censors. Sponsor the truth. Get over the people that are there at Google, Twitter, and Facebook, admittedly on the Project Veritas undercover video, saying our main job is to shut down Alex Jones and people like him. And they say, well, who do you stop? Well, they like American flags or the military or guns. We just ban them. They don't know that they're not being blocked. They feel like nobody likes them, but they're shadow banned. You've got to be on their Twitter page itself, their profile, to even see it, and they laugh. Think of that. We're trying to expose decades of people fighting and some being killed, set up, put in prison to expose the Vatican and their child kidnapping rings, the Satanism, the pedophilia. Guess what, Pope? You failed. You're not a real Pope. Catholics are great people, but evil has taken it over. And evil groups use pedophilia to compromise folks. Islam does that. Muhammad, was married to a 9-year-old. And I'm not attacking all Muslims. The point here is that we're not going to put the women under Sharia law and put them in harems. I remember Comedy Central made jokes last year when I said, look at Libya. After it was liberated by Hillary, ISIS took over, and they're selling women on slave blocks. They made the joke, said, what's a slave block? That's in even Al Jazeera admitting that the Islamists are selling women into slavery and children, and some little girls are raped to death for days. No food, no water, till they die. And this is the main news that's censored by Twitter, Facebook, Google, all of it. Is news of how these criminal networks use pedophilia and sex trafficking to compromise and control people. In the old days, when we were more moral, if somebody had sex with a hooker or cheated on their wife, that was enough to blackmail them. That isn't enough today. So they do it with children and people in the power structure. They've had top bankers go public in Europe, bankers that manage tens of billions of dollars. Just type into a search engine. A European banker talks about sex trafficking and Satanism. He cried in the interview. And the media never even denied that it was real. It was real. The guy's well known to manage over $10 billion. And he said, first it was hot women. I'm not a Christian, so I didn't care. Then it was underage. They're 16, no big deal. Then it was 10-year-old girls. Then it was little boys. Then it was, we're going to kill 5-year-olds. But here's the good news. The deputy pope's going down. Harvey Weinstein, who was on the Lolita Express with Epstein and the Clintons and the kidnapped little kids reportedly, were admittedly on that plane hundreds of times. There it is. Dutch financial whistleblower admits he was forced to sacrifice children at elite parties. Well, he said it got to that and he wouldn't be part of it. And he starts crying, and it's 100% real. Believe me, that's historical. Look at it in history. Every society goes through a Renaissance phase, a blooming phase, a golden time, and then they go into corruption and decadence and weirdness and laziness. And then they always build pyramids, platforms. They've dug up pyramids in Serbia, pyramids in Germany, pyramids in Latin America. You think it was only the Mesoamericans cutting people's hearts out? They were slitting throats, bashing brains out, and barbecuing their children and eating them across Western Europe. So I don't want to hear this stuff about, it's just the Mesoamericans were politically correct. We can't say that the people of Mesoamerica were sacrificing people. It was going on everywhere. From Africa to Mesoamerica to Europe, every culture ends up going into a cycle where the elites want to have sex with your kids, and next they want to kill them. And it finally fell all over Europe before Christianity even came. If you go back about 1,000 years before, the human sacrifice had already kind of gone away because the priest class started demanding that the king give them his son or daughter to be killed. That was to make sure the priest class was even in charge of the king. The feudal kings back in, this is mainline archaeology. And then sometimes they'd say, we actually want your wife, or we want you. And finally, the kings of Europe, the pagan kings of Europe, before Christianity even came along, 5,000 years ago is when they started seeing signs of it, began killing off the Druidic priest class. because they had gotten too big for their britches, just like they do everywhere. When Cortez showed up with, what was it, 300 and something men? Look up how many men Cortez had when he came into Mexico City. I forget. 247 something? There were thousands of people trying to knock out Cortez, but they were so starved, so crazy, so whacked out on hallucinogens. They'd already sacrificed their whole warrior class because the priest class was threatened by them. They were even killing anybody who was over, 5'5", because the priest class thought they were threatened by that. You're tall, you're smart, you can fight good. They're going to kill you. It's a form of eugenics by the weak, by the con artist, by the weirdos. Look at Harvey Weinstein. Look at these. Look at Hillary Clinton. How are we ruled over by scum of this magnitude? Because it always gets down to that point. The guys that have the Napoleonic complex, who think they're smarter than the warriors, and they trick everybody with mumbo jumbo and everything to give them priest control. And then within a few generations, they're having sex with your kids just to make sure you follow orders. What's the worst thing you don't want to happen? For your kids to have sex with some goblin. Next, it's have their hearts cut out. So that's why the Satanists and the pedophiles are working with the Islamicists. At 500 men, okay. But I think some of them stayed on the ship. I think it came over like 200 something, my memory serves. Okay, 500 men. Now, that's what this comes down to, ladies and gentlemen. And so we are entering into this again. And we just have to understand we're in this cycle. We're waking up to it. But this time we've got pedophiles and devil worshipers and 1.8 million Muslims under globalist control who are trying to completely sell us on all this evil and are trying to condition us to accept all this. So I want to tell the viewers and everybody out there watching, I want to tell everybody who is tuning in to this transmission that you need to research what I'm saying. You need to understand I'm giving you history and that humans don't repeat history, it rhymes. We go through cycles that are similar unless we decide to get out of the cycles. And when I had Scott Adams on, he agreed with me. He said, no, I agree. History, when you say it does, he says it doesn't repeat. He's like, no, I agree. It can rhyme, it can repeat because people live in the same problem. But when somebody like Kanye West or Trump or you comes along, talking about you, the American people, we can break out of this and short circuit this idiotic thing of repeating the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over and over again. And that means not listening to mainline Christian churches that tell you to give them control over your life. But it also means don't listen to mainline politically correct folks that are just creating their own new religion of guilt to make good people bow down to these sociopaths that want to control and run your life. So if you just tuned in, here's the breaking news and why I'm up here on Saturday at 3 till 1 Central. The reason I'm here is because I believe in you. And the same authoritarian globalism that the British Empire funded, along with New York financiers to take down the Russians in 1917, the same political correctness, the same social war, the same anti-real Christian motives, the same anti-family motives that brought the Soviet Union into 85 years of hell on earth, is now in a modern context being used against America, against England, against Ireland, against Scotland, against Europe, and Germany is the test bed again because they're so into following orders yet again that they are arresting people that just point out that Islamic attacks are Islamic attacks. They're arresting police chiefs in Sweden that say 90-something% of the rapes are Muslim men. They are arresting families. They are putting Islamicists in charge as the social workers and the police and the mayors and the heads of border security in at least 7 different European countries, including the EU, including the UK. Teleprompter free. This is here. And then Tommy Robinson had a tanning shop when he was, 23 years old, and saw them running girls as young 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, and some of them disappearing. And he came out in his hometown, the first town to expose and convict and confirm massive sex trafficking of little kids with the local government, white people, Brits, and others using the Muslims because of their culture, accepting that unattended girls are slaves to be their Renfields, delivering them to the literal Draculas. And that's why he's enemy number one. That's why they attack him, because he told the truth, because he was right. Because just like we've told the truth about things happening, just like we've taken the hard stances. So I see it when somebody's under attack and targeted and being shut down and cornered, and everybody else deserts them. That's who I run to support. Milo. It isn't that he's gay that I had him on the air. It's that he's being censored everywhere. And I know some of our Christian audience find the flamboyancy annoying and all the rest of it. The point is the globalists fear him because he's reaching out to those segments of society, and he's an eloquent, smart person. And we shouldn't be like the Pharisees of Christ's time. We should be working with everybody to fight the Islamic invasion, the pedophiles, and the devil worshipers. And you get rid of those groups being in charge, you will have this social rot and collapse that we're experiencing dissipate. A lot of people are victims of this modern toxic culture. And if they're not exploiting children, if they're not robbing people, if they're not hurting people, look at yourself in the mirror and ask who you are before you start putting them down. Is the gay lifestyle incredibly destructive and the highest rate of suicide? Abso-freaking-lutely. Are there a lot of really mean people exploiting folks in that system, people that are looking for love and looking for things? Absolutely. Did the Pope say to rape victims by priest last week, oh, don't feel bad, you're gay? See, oh, don't feel bad, kids have been raped. We made them, quote, gay, because that's the sexuality they know, because they were robbed of developing their own sexuality. He turns it into, don't criticize them, they're gay. No, they're rape victims by your satanic demon organization. And I don't care if it's Muslims kidnapping and raping little girls. I don't care if it's the Vatican devil worship operation, kidnapping little boys and raping them, or using them and controlling them and then turning them into their own slaves to be deployed out to continue the sexual system they've been taught. Because that is aberrant, and that is disease, and that is evil. It's not normal for adults to have sex with children. Men and women have sex to create children. That's how all biology in this planet works. And the globalists want to destroy the normal biological system. It doesn't mean we're not tolerant of people that have something different they want to do with adults. That's their issue. I'm a libertarian. I'm simply saying, leave the damn kids alone. Pink Floyd, we don't need no education. We don't need no thought control, no dark sarcasm in the classroom. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. And the guy that wrote that, Pink Floyd, said he was sexually abused as a child. But he talks about how the men being mean to them at school and abusing them and putting them down and beating them for no reason would go home at night and their fat and psychopathic wives would thrash them within inches of their lives. And that's what I found about these weird liberal beta bot men that want to be mean to kids and mean to free speech and mean to all sorts of stuff. They've got a woman handling them a lot of times behind the scenes that literally thrashes them and controls them. And I'm not blaming women. I'm saying I'm really learning how this hierarchy of weirdos works. And they're all sick, powerless people looking for other people to control. So, recapping if you just tuned in, Tommy Robinson, a champion, the first domino to fall in exposing giant, system-wide, in every town and every city, confirmed brothels with little girls being raped and some disappearing, being shipped out of the country. Then the parents speak up, their kids are taken away from them. That was in the news 2 weeks ago. Social services worked with grooming gangs to prostitute children. They would go and take the children. Does that mean all social services are bad? No, it's an issue of good and evil. But when the Islamists come in, and they're 10, 15% of the population, and they all won't rat each other out, now you've got folks that'll bear false witness. Now you've got people that can set up the recruitment. Now they can set up the transport. Then it's politically correct. You're not supposed to say it's even Muslims doing it. There's blackouts. There's gag orders. Even on reporting, it's happening. See, for years they would cover it up, but since they started having a few trials, they went, no, we'll just denotice the whole thing to, quote, protect the accused. Then they convict them, ship them off, because they're people that might talk. Now, there it is. Go back to that last article, please. Peterborough sex gang, sophisticated grooming tactics, BBC. So BBC would not report on this until just the last year or so. And they are so angry they've got to report on it. It's incredible. But they're not even as trusted as some of the other publications who the government doesn't give D notices to. So here's what's happened. Tommy Robinson goes after being in jail for, 3-4 months last year. They commuted his sentence, 13 months of it, and said, don't go cover another rape gang trial. I saw the whole video this morning, hour long before they grab him. Live stream, he didn't say anything about it. He simply talked about that it was reportedly going to the jury and that he had talked about rape gangs a decade before. As a British man, is he allowed to even walk around on the street and talk about something that's going on? And the answer is no, and he's disappeared. And then last night, I got up this morning and almost all the articles were gone. I'm like, did they denotice it? And then sure enough, it's on INFOWARS.com. It's in some U.S. newspapers. They denoticed his arrest. So now, him being grabbed for standing on the street and talking while Islamists and people threatened him, that is now not allowed to be seen. So what you're about to see, I should have opened the broadcast up with this. What you're about to see is the banned video. And we have the full video on INFOWARS.com of him talking to himself, just walking around doing a report. They have another camera on him. They're like 50 feet away from the entrance to the deal. I noticed in some of the articles they said, he's there disrupting the trial. They showed video of him when he got arrested a year ago, just with his microphone up there for Rebel Media, talking in front of the cameras. This time, he's just talking to himself over a live stream and not even about the case. But this is the level of how they were annihilating free speech. This is a clear and present danger to the whole world, and this is coming here now. And Breitbart censored their article under a denotice. Media blackout. British government scrubs reports of Tommy Robinson arrest. Infowars.com. Britain gone full 1984. Go see the screenshots of it and the links and the Wayback Machine postings. Tommy Robinson still in jail for covering Muslim pedophile grooming trial. Incredible. UK to censor news of the trial of accused Muslim child rape gang. I mean, in Europe proper, they just arrest you if you even say it's happening. In fact, they tell the women of the... two different Supreme Courts in Europe. One was Denmark. The other was Finland. Just type in European court says Muslim raping 10-year-old not rape. And it said Muslims in their culture can have sex with kids till 9. The girl is not even a Muslim. She was grabbed and forcibly raped, but that's okay. I mean, this is the level. This is how they're handing out condoms now to 11-year-olds at the Boy Scouts. Tommy Robinson arrested for breaching the peace outside court ruling. Here's one of the UK articles that they're still allowing to be up. I haven't said a word. I haven't done anything. Far-right figurehead pleads as he is detained by officers. They try to make him sound pathetic. No, he has a lot of courage. He's just being very calm, very meek about it, to be very nice. That's when you being Christ-like. Facebook, where he claimed to be reporting. Oh, he claimed he was reporting, huh? He's not even a human. He's not a journalist. Can you get me a solicitor? He asked his supporters, a lawyer, while being searched and bundled into a police van. This is ridiculous. I haven't said a word. And I've watched the whole tape. He didn't even violate the unconstitutional draconian garbage. Let's play a few minutes of him when he's talking as he's grabbed of the video he shot. Somebody's put some text on here that I think is pretty accurate. We'll try to plug the YouTube channel. I forget which one I got it off of. It's all linked on Infowars.com. Here it is.
Almost 10,000 people. This is the verdict. So the trial's ended. The jury are making their mind up, and this is the verdict. This is the verdict today. So I can see someone. Yeah, mate, yeah. Yeah. You doing all right?
What's going on here? Paedophiles.
Yeah, 29 of them on trial. It's 2 women.
Yeah, for grooming, innit?
For grooming 11-year-olds.
Look, yeah.
For the, well, allegedly. Grooming
Still
little.
doing ADL thing?
Nah. Just doing this. Just doing like a. Just doing a media, mate. Just trying to show people who are watching This is what's happening. This is what the case is. This is how many girls were victims. This is what they've said, and this is what they've done.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, mate.
Not fucking hanging, that's all I can say. I'm swearing.
It's all right.
Hanging.
No, no.
Not fucking.
Oh, they do in prison. I know. You've been in there.
Just got out.
You just got out. What was it like?
Shit.
Oh, this is for you. Quick 2 minutes with you.
Are you going to arrest me?
Michael is going to explain what's going to happen next, right?
Am I being arrested? I am being arrested.
Causing a breach of peace.
I've caused a breach of peace. I'm being arrested.
But the content of what you're
Can we just say
streaming.
The content of what I'm streaming, I'm being arrested for breach of the peace. I'm being arrested for breach of the peace. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. Can you get me a solicitor? Can you get me a solicitor?
Can you just turn off your live feed?
Can you get me a solicitor?
Turn off your live feed, please.
Yeah.
Right, pause right there.
Do you understand what I've just said?
No, can you explain it?
Yeah, back it up a few seconds. So, and again, I've watched the full hour and 1 minute or so. It's on INFOWARS.com. And he's just out there saying, oh, here's the trial for this. Doesn't get any of the information. Says, oh, here. And the rest of the media can do that. But they want private citizens to know you're not allowed to go out and report. And then, again, they've ordered his arrest to be denoticed. Except for 3 or 4 publications, they do it individually, which run him down and say, oh, this scumbag. That's what that racist deserves. And I read the leftists in the comments going, good, put him in prison. Because they're not leftists. They're clear and present dangers. And the Pope, deputy popes being busted in secret trial for massive child kidnapping rings. It's all coming out. They're getting convicted. Harvey Weinstein's in trouble. And how does the media operate? Trying to cover it up. Can you imagine working in one of these mainstream institutions? These people are the true, absolute, complete, total scum of the earth. And you look at these zombie-like police. They're there grabbing at his camera, trying to shut down every minute of it they can. And they all do it real nanny state-like. But England has always pretended like it's got free speech, and it only gets it off and on. But the truth is, it is just as draconian as Germany or Sweden, and is a true shame. I grew up studying the old Soviet Union when it was still the Soviet Union and knowing it was bad. And I talked to folks that live there. I've read the research. I read Alexander Solzhenitsyn's book. But Solzhenitsyn went back to Russia before he died, 15 years before or so. And he said, the EU is a tyranny. America is a leftist tyranny. It's the same leftists in America and England that came and took over Russia. And the truth is, it's Alexander Solzhenitsyn and his books that is driving Putin and the Russians. So the famous anti-communist of Gulag Archipelago, which I've read, and I've read 2 of his other books, got a Nobel Prize back when it mattered. He said this was all coming. He died, 4 or 5 years ago, and he right before he died, Putin came and visited him, and he just said, be free market, be a nationalist, get the Russian birth rate up, stand with your people. I wish we had folks like that here in America, but we do. You, of every race, color, and creed, who want to have a future, who know free market's the answer, that know Christian culture creates the wealth, even though don't want to be a Christian. God, I wouldn't want to be a Christian. I wouldn't want one of these fake churches either. And just understand, we're under attack. All over the country, they're banning saying the name Jesus in school. Not just at valedictorian events, but anywhere. They say that's now a dirty word. That hurts people's feelings. The First Amendment doesn't say that. It says you can't have state-run religion. And here's the big one. The leftist politically correct ideology is an anti-human, anti-free speech religion, and they admit it's a religion in their own documents. They get rid of the other religions and then ally with an authoritarian religion like Islam because it's collective and it votes in blocks. I was driving in to work today, driving into the special report, and I saw a guy with a resist sticker. And it was a clenched fist, and it was a pentagram. And I drove by, and I took one look at that guy, and he was a liberal, gray-haired lawyer. I took one look. God, these people's religion is running your life. They're not liberals. They have UK studies. They even have Tavistock Institute studies, the people running this. They've got US studies. They've got Canada studies. That, depending on which study, liberals are 6 times more likely to steal, 9 times more likely to not give to charity. But I forget the numbers. It varies. But many times more likely to tell you that they are giving. And a lot of people that would be classical liberals that are into live and let live and freedom, but like Americana, like fast cars, like freedom, like a lot of choices, they're going, I don't like right-wingers like Tipper Gore, telling me what music I can listen to. But you know what? Tipper Gore got her butt handed to her. That was all virtue signaling just to get control and censorship going. What's going on now is 1,000 times worse, and here's an evidence of that. When this first broke a day ago, the media first spun it like it wasn't happening. And then Instagram admitted, no, we put out a message when the president's son, Donald Trump Jr., puts out memes of his kids and whatever. He's putting memes out of me. That's the big crime. And what did they say? They said, yeah, we banned you. Or yeah, we're putting a message out saying you're dangerous and you're bad. Look out before you look at this. People say, well, that'll just make people want it more. No, when they do that, it blocks people from being able to share it virally. When something goes viral with the Reddit system or the Dig system or the YouTube system, it's supposed to go to the top. It's people's choice. The people know it's real. They figure it out. They suss it out. They don't want HUMAT involved. They want the globalists, the Southern Poverty Law Center, and the ADL, and the Globalist Atlantic Council running the major search engines, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and censoring INFOWARS. I am so honored that they've said that I'm the main target, patient zero, that if they can take me down, you'll all fall. Now, if you figure that out and support us financially, if you figure that out and support us by spreading the links by hand on your own email list, by getting the articles and the videos from InfoWars.com, by spreading this live feed right now, or when it's archived, spreading it, or getting it from NewsWars.com, where Twitter's not blocking it right now, and they ban that, we'll just set something else up. We are fighting back. We don't go, oh, we're victims, we're being censored. We raise the alarm, we rally the troops, we move forward with a real renaissance. Classical liberalism. Trump Jr. upset with Instagram, warning when searching his name. They've already been shadow banning his dad, with most people don't get his push notifications on Twitter. And what's the moral of this? We've lived in a free country so long, we can't believe there's censorship like this going on. So we can't believe it. We've got to get Trump Jr. and his dad and everybody else to have hearings about this, to give speeches, to make it the focus and say, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, you keep this censorship going up, we're going to break you up as antitrust. But they think they can get it under the radar before 2018 and get that impeachment going if they win back to Congress. So there you go. Trump Jr. upset with Instagram, warning when searching his name. How dare him? But he's got a voice. He's big enough to be heard, and that's why he's got to champion this. That means tweet at him yourself. Call him. Go to rallies. You see him, go up and tell him. Get his dad to take action. I know Trump is concerned and knows, but they've already turned Trump's reach down 90%. I'm now seeing they're not showing most of his speeches when he's out there giving speeches on television. They're desperate. Donald Trump Jr. is unhappy with Instagram because he says the platform includes a warning message claiming posts that contain his name often encourage harmful behavior. Let's go right now, can we? Let's go to InfoWars Instagram, Alex Jones's Instagram. I never promote. We should. It's one of the few places we get a reach still on their whole system. We have a huge reach on AM, FM, our own websites, but they're really dialing it all back while denying it, when they talk to the parliament or the Congress. Let's pull up Donald Trump Jr.'s evil Instagram. Trump, the president's eldest son, who helps head the Trump organization, posted to his Instagram page Friday evening and said the warning messages was ridiculous and just another form of censorship. In a video showing Trump searching Instagram for hashtag Donald Trump Jr., he showed the warning pop up because first they denied it when he first said it. That's their tactic. It reads, post with words or tags you're searching for often encouraging behavior that can cause harm and even lead to death. If you're going through something difficult, we'd like to help. So it's Facebook and the dopamine manipulators and all their systems that they admit target liberals and make them more depressed. Taking action and conservative libertarian ideas make you feel powerful. They know the web's making people depressed. It's the leftist globalist system doing it. So they turn it around and say, oh, we're protecting you from stuff. Really? Silicon Valley runs the country for decades. We have the highest levels of depression, highest levels of Prozac use, highest levels of suicide, and it's Donald Trump Jr.'s fault. Even though suddenly under Trump, we're seeing some confidence uptick. But Hillary Clinton, she's going to make you want to live forever. Oh my gosh, it's so horrible. There was a puppy dog. Here, let's blow up those folks on the mountaintop. That's really bad too. Oh my gosh, they hiked to the top. That looks like Big Bend. Where are they there? I can't see that. The screen's not big enough. Where are they there? Montana? I'm just guessing. What's it say? British Columbia. Okay. Look at that evil. Up on a mountain, beautiful life, get outdoors. Couldn't think of anything more depressing than that. Here, let's go to the next thing. But the left's telling you be depressed. Here, let's click Trump at the press conference below that, please. There it is. Trump says you're going to bring jobs back. How's there no answer? There's no magic wand to make that happen. That's an actual quote of Obama, 2016. And now, January 2018, they're looking at 4% growth rate when Obama couldn't get 3%. Oh, that is so evil because it's called the truth. Okay, oh my gosh, the economy's coming back. How bad? So when the MS-13 comes in, I refer to them as animals, and guess what? I always will. Oh my gosh, a quote by the president. You can't have that. Here, let's go to the INFOWARS one. Oh, his daughter with a Nerf gun. Oh, this is so evil. Please stop showing me this. I might jump off a cliff. Of course, I'm joking. This is very buoying to see this and to see him fighting back. Here, let's go to Alex Jones's or INFOWARS Instagram. I need to go to it more because it's real popular, but I don't really ever promote it. I should. Here, let's go to Alex Jones's evil Instagram. Oh my gosh, it's me and Milo. It's some goofy thing they put. I don't know why of me, with breaking into glass. Here, let's go back. Let's see. I see an American flag. I bet that's a really bad one. Let's click on that. You know you live in a great country when even the people that absolutely detest it refuse to leave. Candace Owens. Oh my gosh. That is so horrible because it's so true. Here, let's click on the one that says dystopic rape culture. 1945, a nurse getting a kiss from a sailor when we announced that Hitler had been defeated, so millions more wouldn't die. And then feminist utopia 2018, protesting the very countries and nations that defeated Hitler. There you go. So, man, this is really bad. Here, let's go back to the evil, please. Let's go back and see what other horrible things we're putting out. Here, let's go to another one here. Let's click on that one with Trump and Kanye West there. I'm sure that'll be very triggering for them. You don't have to agree with Trump, but the mob can't make me not love him. Whoa, my God. Free speech of Kanye West. I want to apologize to parental folks out there for letting you even watch this. We really do apologize for what we've done. There's a silent majority of people that have been silenced for too long. You know what's weird about this Instagram? I'm not mad at whoever's running it because I know it's my sister and she's on her honeymoon. But I made a bunch of memes myself, and so did Scott, and so did Lewis, and so did... that's why it's so good I'm up here on the weekend. I just got to work 7 days a week because I can then go through all this stuff and like, why do I make all these memes if they're not even on INFOWARS and they're not even on my Instagram? No wonder I'm so upset right now. I mean, I wanted to go show you what we had on there, but I thought some of the ones I recently made would be up there. But those are chopped liver. You know what I mean? I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Man, Lewis has made some incredible memes. So has John Gonzalez, the rest of the folks here. And those are some of those. But I'm suspending photos of me and the guest. I don't know what that is. It's not happening anymore. I'm putting a memo out, a directive right now. No one wants to look at pictures of me. No more. I want quotes from the president, and I want breaking news, and I want quotes by Nancy Pelosi saying, MS-13, we shouldn't criticize him. Anyways, pray for Tommy Robinson, who's disappeared in the UK into a secret prison, and they've said to the media, do not report on it, and a D notice is public. For going and simply saying that a trial is going on of Muslim reported pedophile kidnapping gangs that have been caught working with the police who've been caught covering it up, reportedly all over the country. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I was going to go home. I think I'm going to stay here. Sorry, guys. I'm staying. I got to get on the phone and find all the memes. I got to put them out myself. I got to jam these. I got to jam the artillery weapons down. I got to keep it going downrange because the more they try to censor us, the more we've got to fight. And I've just absolutely got to do it. I'm going to do it. It's essential. And I need the listeners to not stop fighting because we're winning, but the enemy's pushing back. So spread the live link to this show. Spread the articles. Make memes about INFOWARS. you'll get punished. Do it with newswars.com. They haven't blacklisted that yet. I'm sure they will watching right now. They go, oh my God, he's absolutely right. Let's go do that. Because we'll put out a regular tweet against 5,000. We put out InfoWars, like 20 because they're blocking it. They can't stop you with memes, though, putting the URL in it. And if you really want to piss them off, it's not like, oh, they're censoring this, let's not do it. No. They said we couldn't have Trump. They tried to beat up Trump supporters everywhere. They said he couldn't win. They said I'm a liar. It wouldn't happen. They said they're trying to pick people to destroy, to set the precedent like you're a bunch of cowards to control and run your life. So, TommyRobinsonOnline.com. That's his site. No update where he is. I talked to some of the folks that were there. Here's the big news. Should have said this up front. They've been threatened with violations of the D notice and prison themselves if they tell you where Tommy is. The British government says no one is allowed to say where Tommy Robinson is, literally out of 1984 or out of the enemy combatant statute like he's Al-Qaeda. But in the UK, type this in, returning ISIS and Al-Qaeda fighters allowed to return and given free housing. They get the best Section 8, the best welfare. When they come back to the UK, even though they weren't born there, they're Islamicists that moved in a few years. Then they go back to fight and rob and steal and kill. Then they come back, and the government of Canada, of Germany, of Sweden, of the Netherlands, of the U.S. to a certain extent under Obama, there it is, Home Office, that's England. Plan to give jihadis council homes and support, part of overdue strategy to combat terrorism. Yes, they were just sex slaving people and murdering folks and launching chemical attacks. Give them free housing. It's already been going on, but they're expanding it. Absolutely. Put Tommy Robinson in jail for exposing giant kidnapping, rape gangs, and sexual exploitation of children. Damn right. Throw him in jail right now. And ban the president's, son from being able to post what he wants on Instagram, or don't let folks get to it and sue Alex Jones and lie about him and shut him down. You can go to InfoWars.com by hand. It's the site they don't want you to go to. It's what they're telling you can't go look at. Let's put newswars.com on screen for them, please. You can do it. They can't stop you if you take action. They can't stop you bringing neighbors over and saying, I'm not even allowed to share this on Facebook or Twitter to you, but I'm going to text message it to you by hand. Go into your contacts. There's functions where you can hit all your contacts with something. Get aggressive. Stick your neck out, or they will win, ladies and gentlemen. I called some of the webmasters. I'm going to get them to post on newswars.com the archive of this live feed and some of the articles we just wrote. You can see it up there. They're actually there. Robinson arrested and jailed. I like the monitors they put in here, but let's get an even bigger one in here. Just because I can't really read that over there in the new studio. Thanks, guys. We're kind of fine-tuning this. This is like the second to maiden voyage. How is this not animating? How do you not get pissed off? How do you not get upset? How do you not understand this is huge what's going on? How do you not get that? This is massive. This is important. This is huge. They're coming for everything you've got. They plan to cut the economy off. They plan to bring us into total tyranny, total open borders. This was the plan. And from Spain to Italy, to the U.S., to Brazil, to Australia, people are waking up and understanding we're being exploited by global, ruthless corporations that are tax exempt. And it's time to say no. But Tommy Robinson was already had a suspended sentence after serving 3 months in jail for going and covering a trial, not even inside, but just saying the trial was happening. Totally unconstitutional. Then they grabbed him up yesterday. He's facing 13 months. And he's disappeared. And they've told the UK media, do not talk about that. That is Soviet Union level. That is Chinese communist level. Do not report on this person. We've disappeared. It's Tommy Robinson today. It's Alex Jones and Matt Drudge tomorrow. And it's you after that. This is unbelievable. And this is our chance in our generation to take action and to know what we're doing and to swing for the fences and to win. If you simply don't care about the intimidation and the bullying, if a lot of you stand up, we win. If you don't stand up, they win. If a few of you stand up, it's hard on those that first stand up. But we're doing it right now, and we're changing the world. And more of the pedophiles are going to jail. More and more of the sex perverts and rapists. Hollywood's going down. The NFL's going down. All their crap is backfiring. They're failing. We're winning. But a lot of people are in Trumpnesia or Trump lullaby. They think because he's up there and stuff's starting to turn around a little bit that everything's okay. No, we're in the fourth quarter. And this thing is going to sudden death overtime. And we're 3 points ahead, maybe 7 points ahead. In a football analogy, that ain't much. So people better get their ass together and realize the globalists win and take Trump out and take their national side and shut down free speech. They're going to button it all up. They said no more money, no more free market. They don't like you having motorboats, nice cars. They don't like this economy. These big globalists with their palaces and 20, this and that and their pedophilia, they don't like flying over and seeing your swimming pools. They say it's bad for the earth. And you know what? Some of it is. You give it up, you sons of bitches, first. You want us to depopulate and be sterilized? You want us to die? How about you go first? And see, they don't like this, folks, because it's the truth. What is the name of my Instagram? Because I don't look at half this stuff. And I realize we put stuff out on there and it gets like 50,000, redos or whatever. And we're not even gunning on that. I'm taking it over. Teach me how to use it right now. Because I am actually making the memes myself. Scroll down. It's this thing where we just put up pictures. Oh my God. I know how to win against these people. Scroll down. There's that joke one I put out. That's a funny one that Robert made. All like me acting stupid here. It's no, not me. No more of me. No more. I'm going to hang a sign. If my face is on there, people, oh my God. I'm just like, well, let's look at my Instagram because I don't even look at it. What is the name of it? Is it INFOWARS? Is it Alex Jones? What's the name of that? Maybe there's another one I don't know about. Maybe that's why there's stuff from them, 3 weeks ago and they're a month ago. Real_Alex Jones. Okay. I think we have a bigger one because that only has 190-something thousand. There's another one. I think that's why I'm flipping out. All right, we're going to find out right now. I'm taking control today. Because we're in a war, folks. This isn't maniac behavior. It's how we got Trump elected. It's how we're turning things around. It's being red-blooded again. This is the opposite of NPR where people are in a trance. People always ask, are you on cocaine? Are you on methamphetamine? I was laying on the couch reading and hanging out with my baby and my wife. And I got upset about this stuff. And I called these guys at like 10:30 this morning and said, please come in because they're on this weekend on call. Because I got to do something. Tommy Robinson is in a jail cell. Tommy Robinson has been disappeared. They're reporting you can't report on it. Breitbart UK has a notice they were told to take it down. It's all on INFOWARS.com. Does anyone care about that? Europe and England is falling to Soviet-level evil. The conservatives like May are behind it. They are all doing it. It's sick. Newswars.com, folks. Emergency Tommy Robinson arrested and jailed for exposing Muslim grooming gang. We've posted the video feed in there. You probably want to start using thumbnails that are in this studio when we do that. Again, I'm not bitching at the crew. They're doing a great job. It's all default. We have 2 guys in there and then 1 person on webmastering. It's just that I'm just directing how I want things because there's so much going on. There's so many stories. There's so many fights. People were asking me yesterday at like 3 o'clock. I saw all these text messages go, why aren't you covering Tommy Robinson? I did. And then I started making calls and realizing he'd been denoticed potentially, and then I confirmed it. And then I saw the denotice happen. I mean, I didn't believe they'd, because I was seeing articles about his arrest. And I'm like, well, then it wasn't denoticed. Then they admit it's been denoticed. They're saying do not report on his arrest and then have a few lapdogs they let report on it because they say bad things about him. Do you understand that that is beyond communist Chinese level? England needs a reformation. It needs people to wake up on the left and right and say that radical Islam is not compatible and the left is allied with Islam and is screwing them over. But it's just like yesterday. I saw headlines, Donald Trump Jr. claims that they put a notice up that he's dangerous and bad. That's a bunch of bull. We don't censor. Meanwhile, he shows video of it and they do that to us. This is what's going on, folks. And if you don't value the freedom, they're going to take it. It's all up on INFOWARS.com. Get the articles out. We have the biggest articles breaking it down. We lay it all out. It's so vital. Newswars.com as well, because you can't tweet INFOWARS. They like shadow ban us. You got to tweet Newswars. We got EuropeWars.com, and we'll just starting new websites. There'll be a new website every day. I'm actually hiring people to do this. We can build a nice, clean website, have our news on that, and then you'll be able to share that. And you'll have to what's the new site of the day? Oh, here it is. And then they'll try to ban it. Then we'll just go down the line like that, because that's how we fight back. We don't give up. We don't bitch. We're not losers. We're going to win, and we are winning. But they're turning the heat up, and if we don't get upset about, oh, yeah, he tried to cover a pedophile trial just to say it was happening, and now he's disappeared, and they say that's banned too, and if you talk about it, they'll arrest you. I'm not exaggerating. That is happening. Think of the magnitude. INFOWARS.com, NewsWars.com. And in closing, ladies and gentlemen, we have free shipping running on all of our best-selling items. We hardly ever do that. We have 10% off when you sign up for AutoShip. Brain Force, our nootropic, which is top of the line, super highly reviewed. It's $19.95. Leading competitors are usually about $60. So at $39.95, it's usually a good deal. It's $19.95 right now. Try it out and support free speech while you still can. Because if you do support it, we will win. We've got the new amazing product, the Real Red Pill Plus. Now, it's not as strong a nootropic as Brain Force, but it has the pregnenolone, the vitamins, the minerals for the building blocks of that, and then 4 different types of energy release that work synergistically. So that's the new Red Pill Plus. Ladies and gentlemen, the Real Red Pill Plus is now in. It is, again, 50% off. We have a whole bunch of our best-selling items. X2 is 50% off, even though it's close to selling out when you get it. With BioTrue Selenium, they're both 50% off, and a bunch of other specials, super male, super female vitality. Oh, man, try those out. And it's different formulas for different people. Colloidal silver, 50% off, silver bullet. It's all there. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com, or 888-253-3139. And that's why they're always demonizing it. Jeff Bezos can own Whole Foods and own, Amazon, the biggest supplement seller in the world, but his Washington Post says, I'm evil. A bunch of these products are private labeled, the same stuff sold in Whole Foods, but for less a price. Like Body's Ultimate Turmeric Formula, 95% curcumin level. It's less than the top-rated formulas at Whole Foods. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com, or 888-253-3139. And support us like you're going to support Tommy. But whatever you do, support free speech and share these articles and get them out to everybody. This is so critical to not give up and march on the street. Call in the talk radio. Call in the C-SPAN. If Comey's coming to do a book signing, go get in his face politically in a legal, lawful way and point out he's a liar. Their whole thing's coming down. If Hillary's coming, if any of these globalists are coming, get aggressive. Take action politically, peacefully, but let them know you're aware in the info war of what they're doing in the third dimension, on the street. All right, that's it for this live transmission. Pray for Tommy Robinson, a true political prisoner, disappeared, and they won't even say where he is, and have told the media they will be arrested if they report on it. But they had to let a few tokens didn't get D notices, so they wrote one article yesterday, said he's bad, lied about him, and then that's it. Nothing else. In fact, type in his name. Since I went live an hour ago, I've seen 0. Right before we went live, type in Tommy Robinson on Bing. Maybe Google's censoring it. Bing's bad in Microsoft, but it's like the old Google. It works like they did. At least it's semi-credible. There's a lot of other little ones that are good, but a lot of them use Google as an interface. So you have privacy when you're surfing, but it's still Google. You type in Tommy Robinson and click news, please. Yeah, I'm excited, man. Yeah, I'm fired up. This is huge. What's it say here? Click on that. I got to get a bigger TV in here. I can't read that. It's an engineering issue. And as soon as that comes up, we'll go over it all. But I'll just walk over there with the mic and see what's going on. Maybe get a handheld in here. Since that's not loading, can I have a handheld? I can just walk over there and get right in its face, point blank range. It's no big deal. Tommy Robinson supporters climb gates of Downing Street after his arrest. Yeah! Wow, they blacked that out, but they couldn't stop that. And again, Metro and the Independent are the only ones hooked up with MI5 that I've seen they're allowed to report on this. Wow, this is big. Okay, this is just breaking. Let's end this live transmission now, and let's come back with this in a few minutes with another live feed after I can print some news. We'll give you live coverage of all of it. You be on it too. God bless you all. Thanks to the crew. Please financially support us. We're under total globalist attack, but we're winning despite it because of you. I salute you. I thank you. That's it.
Yeah?
Do you understand what I just said?
No, can you explain it again?
First suspicion causing a breach of the peace.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean, officer?
One question, subject to email.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I've been told that from the police doing the case.
Not at all, I never said that.
That's the information I've
That's
got.
all the information we've
I'm
got.
inciting people.
But you're not
I'm inciting
through
people.
his video and
How have I
and
incited
watching. He
people?
hasn't.
This is free speech. This is where we're at. You're not even allowed to. Look at this.
Look how many people.
Man, what you try and hide? Do you know when you do this? More people.
These are normal working men.
More people.
The only sharp things are lighters and
Just let him do this.
More people are going to watch this now than ever. This is ridiculous, lads. Do you feel right what you're doing here? I haven't said a word.
He doesn't.
In fact, someone laid their hand and assaulted me outside court.
Yeah, exactly.
Other people swore at me and threatened me about my mother, and here I am being arrested for saying nothing.
I'm threatened to behead
I've done
me.
nothing.
You've not said anything about
What are you arresting me for, Tommy?
Breach of the peace. Apparently, I'm inciting on my video. Can you please, George, get me a solicitor?
Yeah.
Because I'm on a suspended sentence, you see. So
he has actually done nothing wrong.
You can sort anything like that out.
All it would take is for you to go through his video and see he's not. He's even said innocent till they're proven guilty.
It must have been there, boys. Come on. Shameful, that.
It's disgusting. And one of them.
the content of what I'm streaming, I'm being arrested for breach
Are you
of the peace.
arresting him?
Being arrested for breach of the peace. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. Can you get me a solicitor? Can you get me a solicitor?
Can you just turn off your
Yes.
live
Can
feed?
you get me a
Just
solicitor?
turn off your live feed, please.
Yeah.
Do you understand what the stuff is?
No, can you explain it again?
Suspicion causing a breach of the peace.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean, officer? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I've been told that who the police are doing the case.
Not at all, I never said that.
George, that's the information I've
That's
got.
all the information we've got.
I'm inciting people.
But you're not
I'm inciting
through his
people.
video and
How have I
and
incited
watching. He
people?
hasn't.
This is free speech. This is where we're at. You're not even allowed to. Look at this.
Look how many people.
Man, what you try and hide? Do you know when you do this? More people.
These are normal working men.
More people.
The only sharp things are lighters and
Just let him do this.
More people are going to watch this now than ever. This is ridiculous, lads. Do you feel right what you're doing here? I haven't said a word.
He doesn't.
In fact, someone laid their hand and assaulted me outside court.
Yeah, exactly.
Other people swore at me and threatened me about my mother, and here I am being arrested for saying nothing.
I'm threatened to behead
I've done
me. You've
nothing.
not said anything about
What are you arresting me for, Tommy?
Breach of the peace. Apparently, I'm inciting on my video. Can you please, George, get me a solicitor?
Yeah.
Because I'm on a suspended sentence, you see. So
He has actually done nothing wrong.
You can sort anything like that out.
All it would take is for you to go through his video and see he's not. He's even said innocent till they're proven guilty.
It must have been right. It's right in there, boys. Come on. Shameful, that.
It's disgusting. And one of them.
almost 10,000 people. This is the verdict. So the trial's ended, the jury are making their mind up, and this is the verdict. This is the verdict today. So I can see someone. Yeah, mate, yeah. Yeah. You doing all right?
What's going on here? Paedophile.
Yeah, 29 of them on trial. It's 2 women.
Yeah, for grooming, innit?
For grooming 11-year-olds.
Look, yeah.
For the, well, allegedly. Grooming
Still
little.
doing ADL thing.
Nah. Just doing this. Just doing like a. Just doing the media, mate. Just trying to show people who are watching.
Yeah.
This is what's happening. This is what the case is. This is how many girls were victims. This is what they've said, and this is what they've done.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, mate.
What fucking hanging? That's all I can. I swear it.
It's
Someone
all right.
hanging.
No, no.
What fucking?
Oh, they do in prison. I know. You've been in there.
just got out.
You just got out. What was it like?
Shit.
Oh, this is for you. A quick 2 minutes with these.
Are you going to arrest me?
Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones here live. Incredible historic thing is happening. It's right out of V for Vendetta. Now they're saying thousands of people. This just started an hour and a half ago because I hadn't looked at the news in about an hour and a half. So right as we were getting ready to start in here about the outrage of Tommy Robinson being grabbed by the secret police, disappeared, the government ordering a D notice, only allowing a few papers to call him names and say he deserved to be arrested. Now the same authorized papers, everybody else got D notices, but the Metro and others, the Independent, Tommy Robinson supporters climbed the gates of Downing Street after his arrest. And let's scroll through this. And they are getting in their face. They're scuffling with police, pushing the police back. The police then stood down, basically, because they understood what was about to happen to them. People are so awake, ladies and gentlemen, that he would go expose the giant pedophile rings that are going on. 11 years ago, get put in prison for it. Now it's all confirmed. He's not even covering the trial, just pointing out it's going on. And they put a order in. Let's roll some of this video. They put an order in that the media, this is on INFOWARS.com. They put an order in, ladies and gentlemen, admitting that no one is allowed to talk about it. But now because people showing up and starting to storm 10 Downing Street, we are able to do that, and we see that happening. So this is amazing. Try to play these videos. Well, we have good internet hooked up in there, right? I notice stuff isn't working. Is that us, or is that them blocking this? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Are they blocking it, or they're blocking it? Okay, everything else is flying but this. Yeah, when they don't want to ban something to cause a real rebellion, they just slow boat it, or they shadow ban it. Unbelievable. Let's keep scrolling through and see if we can find somebody else's feed. Or we can go to Twitter. The censors are going to have to be called in this weekend to block this. Keep scrolling through the article. We can do that. We can do that. So again, we're in here directing this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm supposed to take my wife to a movie. I'm not doing it. I mean, I want to get on a plane and go help these people to expose this. God, Paul is on vacation with his parents. This is just dreadful. Man, I need him to just stop the vacation, man. Get over there. This is just historic. Because again, you've got the local papers trying to take smaller photos. But when I was in their search engineering, I saw wider photos. Looks like thousands of people. This is chain reaction. And you know, just like V for Vendetta, which is based on real stuff that happens in third world countries and Ceausescu's Romania, if the troops would have shot those peaceful crowds that were coming to take parliament, there would have been a 50 times bloody revolt. So now the police want to beat up one guy alone or do all this communist stuff, because they're communist police now in the UK on average. They're social workers. They don't know what to do. So let's keep scrolling through these articles. Let's keep scrolling through this and showing everybody here. And just call everybody else in here if I have to, because this is important. Yeah, let's keep showing this. And let's get Kit Daniels, who's a great guy. He's supposed to be off this weekend, but let's just get somebody posting the stuff. This is why we need financial support at InfoWars.com. So we can be a clearinghouse to grab all this and get this out, because the media is not promoting this. They do not want you to see this information. What I feel like doing is ending this live transmission and rebooting. So I know this is a new system we just finished this week. We got a skeleton crew, and coming back on with this revolution. Demonstrators climb the gates, storm the UK government. Revolution. Britons storm the government over arrest of journalists. I mean, this is what the West is. This is what we're supposed to do. This is beautiful. And this is what you're going to see when you kick us off the internet and then you grab our people and put them in prison and you file all your fake lawsuits. You're going to get defeated. So you keep censoring the president. You keep censoring me. This is unbelievable. This is so historic. InfoWars.com, NewsWars.com. It's all up there. History is happening right now. I knew I had to come in today. I knew it. This is so huge. I'm going to collect myself. I even came in here without a shave. I took a shower this morning, but I wasn't intending to come in. So I'm going to go have a wash and a brush up for like 10 minutes to get my head screwed on, because I am just, oh my God. I mean, this is so good right here. And let's pull up V for Vendetta, the final scene, when they're marching in there, because this is the beginning. They're going to try to harass these individual people now. They're going to try to target them with social score stuff, and that's going to just chain reaction. Just like Hitler bombing the Brits thought it would make them give up. They were against the war till he started bombing them. And then they went from 80% against a new war, because they'd lost millions in World War I, to 95% wanting the war. And you leftist and gutter garbage and globalist billionaires, you don't get it. You think we're cowards like you. It's a threat continuum. You keep pushing harder, we're going to push back. And we're not afraid of anything. So, in fact, we're really afraid of actually letting you continue to abuse the children. And with your Muslim rape gangs and your Islamicist behavior and the deputy pope in a secret trial right now for reportedly trafficking over 100 kids, this is all coming out. And now, England, at 10 Downing Street, the beginning, people are seeing this. This is so archetypal. That this is going to happen more and more and more, because there's an Islamic invasion with the left. They give them the welfare, them the houses, and the pensioners get told to go freeze to death. And people understand what's going on, and it's not going to happen much longer. You just wait. By the way, people think the Brits weren't part of 1776. They were Brits. There were revolutions in England right before and right after. People wanting their British rights. And it's going to be the same thing again. You're going to see it, guaranteed. And all of it is going to go out, and they cannot censor it. A crowd of 1,000 people, whatever, 500, whatever it is, more showing up, we're told, and the government trying to block all this info, all videotaping it, all getting it out. You will not stop the signal. You might be able to try to stop Trump or me, and that's even failing. But Soros and the globalists and all of them, free Tommy. One of the top things on Twitter right now. Retweeted at Real Alex Jones. Help get our articles out. Help overpower the censors. They're saying now it's over 100,000 people have signed a signature to release him. He disappeared for simply standing outside a courthouse and talking about how they're having a Muslim grooming gang hearing inside. Didn't even report on what was happening. That's the, quote, D-notice. And there's a D-notice on him saying, you don't report on him. Well, guess what, bullies? You just got your bluff called. Common purpose and all you people. All right, I'm going to end this live transmission now. Get it set up. If you guys got to go to your family, it's fine. I'll get other crew in here. I'm not mad at you. I know you got stuff to do. We'll get the next crew in here. I'm staying here. This is historic. I'm covering this. But you all can get the videos at INFOWARS.com, NewsWars.com, the articles, and hammer those out and retweet. The British are now waking up. They're now climbing the fences at 10 Downing Street, where the Prime Minister's based. That's the White House equivalent. And they are... more and more of them marching, and more are showing up. And the police, when there's a few, the socialists bully you. But now they're not. But notice the Metro authorized to report, others aren't. Think of the control of that. Let's look at the Soviet Union or China today. They don't show you the wide photos. We just showed you from another newspaper the big crowd. And I saw photos earlier when I was searching that was even bigger from a rooftop with more people pouring in. Didn't see the Antifa cowards showing up to get in their faces, did you? One football brawler, as they call him, was the guy that saved hundreds of people and who got stabbed and all the rest of it. It keeps happening where one guy, they'll go, oh, the hooligans, the guys that'll fight back, the guys that got hair on their chest. Unbelievable. So let's do this. Roll some of these videos with audio if you can. Yeah, hit that X right there. Let's hit that X. Let's get some. Oh, we haven't patched it. Yeah, the studio's not even done yet. I made us get in here today. Oh boy. Oh man. Can we put monitors on in here? Something like that. So we just keep this running before we do the next feed. That's all right. This is why I want more crew. It's why I need more men and women. It's why I need you to go to InfoWarsStore.com and buy some damn product. It's great products anyways. Water filters, air filters, T-shirts, books, videos. We're the tip of the spear, and Tommy's the tip of the spear. I sent him $20,000 2 months ago because he was broke. He needed money for better cameras. I saw the cameras they had. They were like $500 cameras. He didn't hardly have money to pay for food. It's just unbelievable. Well, we need money. InfoWarsStore.com, and I will prosecute the war against these globalists to the end. Believe it. Memorial Day special right now. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLive.com, or 888-253-3139. I guess just in the transmission. And can't we just wire a computer into the board? I mean, I can't wait till I'm dead. I understand you guys are awesome. I know it's not your fault. You're doing the job of 5 people. Jesus Christ. All right, I'm gonna get control. I just knew something was happening. I knew something was happening, so I said search it, and it just started happening. I'm gonna get settled down here a little bit. I'm gonna come back live. Gotta call my wife, tell her sorry, but we're not going to the movie. This is the movie. This is the real world. This is what matters. This is history. This is 1776 worldwide.
There are, of course, those who do not want us to speak.
Just let me think.
I suspect even now, orders are being shouted into telephones, and men with guns will soon be on their way.
It's Chancellor Sutler.
Damn it! Why? Because while the truncheon may be used in lieu of conversation, words will always retain their power. Words offer the means to meaning, and for those who will listen, the enunciation of truth. And the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there?
You designed it, sir. You wanted it foolproof. You told me every television in London.
Cruelty and injustice. intolerance, depression, and where once you had the freedom to object, to think and speak as you saw fit, you now have censors and systems of surveillance coercing your conformity and soliciting your submission.
We need cameras.
How did this happen? Who's to blame? Well, certainly there are those who are more responsible than others, and they will be held accountable. But again, truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror. I know why you did it. I know you were afraid. Who wouldn't be? War, terror, disease. There were a myriad of problems which conspired to corrupt your reason and rob you of your common sense. Fear got the best of you, and in your panic you turned to the now High Chancellor Adam Sutler. He promised you order, he promised you peace, and all he demanded in return was your silent, obedient consent.
There is a war. It's happening now. It will decide the fate of humanity. The time to choose sides has come. We are the resistance. We are the InfoWar.
Memorial Day Blowout Special, free shipping and up to 50% off your favorite products. To help celebrate Memorial Day, we're dropping the prices to unprecedented levels on new and old favorite products. Now's the time to take advantage of these incredibly low prices of fan-favorite supplements, gear, and more with free shipping while supporting the InfoWar. Super Male and Super Female Vitality, 50% off with free shipping. X2 BioTrue Selenium Combo, 50% off with free shipping. Brainforce Plus, Alpha Power, The Real Red Pill Plus, DNA Force Plus, Floralife Products, Immune Wall, Pollen Block, InfoWars Life Select Storable Foods, 1 year, 6 month, and 3 month food supply, 50% off with free shipping. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter to gain VIP access to exclusive store-wide deals at InfoWars.com/newsletter. Join the fight for freedom.
This is a human. This is what we look like. This is what we act like. This is what everybody was like before us. This is what I am. I'm a throwback. I'm here. I've got the fire of human liberty. I'm setting fires everywhere, and humans are turning on everywhere. And we're going to get our metaphysical hands around your stinking necks. Make no mistake, parasites.